Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. Today we're going to be making peach preserves. Peach preserves is one of my favorite. I have cut up 5 cups of peaches and I have sliced them. And I will show you that here. You can also chop them if you like. To this, I've already added 1 teaspoon of fruit fresh. You need to go ahead and add this, otherwise if you went ahead and made the preserves, it might turn brown. This protects the color. So then next I'm going to add in 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. I used fresh lemons here. In order to get the lemon juice, I had to take the lemon and you take your hand and you squish it down to release the juices, and you could actually hear it. And then that makes the lemon a little bit, more juicy, that when you're able to cut it, you're able to get more juice. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the peaches. And I'm going to go ahead and stir. And now I'm going to add in 4 cups of granulated cane sugar. Remember, again, please get cane sugar because the beet sugar, your preserves or jelly may not set right. And I'm going to go ahead and add this to the peaches. And now you go ahead and just stir. So you're gonna look at it. It's gonna be a little bit hard to stir, but we're just gonna try to incorporate the sugar as much as we can. This is how the peaches should look. Pretty much all my sugar is incorporated. And now we're going to go ahead and just let it sit. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on, and this needs to sit 4 to 5 hours. That way, with the sugar and everything, the peaches, it's going to release more juices. And then I'll show you in a little bit, in about 4 to 5 hours, how we're going to make the preserves. All right, we're back, and the peaches are ready to go on a burner. They had been sitting about 4 hours. I've got the heat on medium-low, and right now we are going to have we are heating up the sugar in the peaches until it's completely dissolved. This will take a few minutes. We're back. The sugar looks like it's completely dissolved. So I'm going to add in, that right there is 1/2 teaspoon of unsalted butter. That's going to help when we start boiling the preserves so it doesn't rise up too much out of the pan. And we're going to go ahead and increase our heat to medium-high. And we are going to try to get this boiling, and then we're going to boil it for 5 minutes. Now that the mixture is a full boil, we are going to go ahead and lower the heat down. I had it on medium-high. I'm going to lower it down to medium. And we are going to just boil it gently for 5 minutes, and you only have to stir occasionally. You just don't want the preserves to be sticking to the bottom of the pan. And if this is boiling too much, I might turn it down a little bit to between low and medium. Again, we're just, boiling it gently. All right, this has been boiling for about 5 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and increase the heat to medium-high on the stove. And we're going to get it to a full boil, and we are going to boil it for 1 minute. So it's boiling on medium-high. We're now going to go ahead and add in this liquid pectin is what I use for preserves. It's just a runnier, pectin, because the preserves is a runnier jam. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 pouch to my mixture. And now we're going to stir, and we are going to boil this for another minute. All right, now it's all done. It's boiled 1 minute, and we were stirring constantly while it was boiling. We are going to go ahead and take it off of the burner, and we are going to let it sit for 5 minutes before we fill the jars. The reason being is it will help prevent floating fruit, because you don't want your fruit in the preserves to float all the way to the top. You want the fruit to be evenly throughout your preserves. So we'll go ahead and set a timer for 5 minutes, and then we'll fill the jars. The jelly's been sitting for 5 minutes, so we wouldn't have the floating fruit. So I'm starting to go ahead and fill the jars, and then I'll put it in the water bather and show you what to do. I filled all my jars, and I didn't fill it all the way up to the top, so I filled it up to this ridge. You don't want to go all the way up to the top because it could overflow when you put it in the water bath. I'm going to go ahead and put on the seals, and then I'm going to put it in the water bath, and we are going to boil it for 20 minutes. Now we're going to boil it in my water bather for 20 minutes, and we need to put the lid on. I'm back. The preserves is all done. It has boiled 20 minutes. If you have a jar that did not seal, if you notice it after 30 minutes, you can always water bath it again. I do it at like another 5 minutes to see if it will seal. I'll actually take off the seal and wipe the rim, because as the preserves boil, sometimes it gets underneath the lid, and that's why it won't seal. And you can try it that way. But then after you do it the second time, if it doesn't seal, you need to go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and eat it within a few days. So here is the peach preserves right here. I just made some homemade fresh bread, and I'm having some butter on bread with peach preserves. And it's really, really good. Again, the peach preserves is more of a runny preserve, and you can see the chunks of the peaches right there. So if you like what you saw today, please hit the subscribe button down below. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.